Hello, everyone. It is Carol C.C. Miller, your positivity coach, peace activator, and global hugger, coming to you today with words to love by. Again, the intention behind these daily quotes is to give you a different way to look at things, a way that might be adding some kindness to your life, some compassion and love, and ultimately providing you with a little bit more peace in your mind and in your heart. So today's words to love by are brought to you by Ralph Waldo Emerson, one of my favorites. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. Ralph Waldo Emerson. Let me repeat that again. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. So what does that quote mean to you? I'm curious who you're deciding to be right now. Who are you showing up as on a daily basis? What are your dreams that you're focusing on? And use that quote to move forward in them. Decide who you want to show up as. Decide who you want to be in this life. Decide who you want others to see you as in this life. So you get to decide. And as I always say, it's super easy to make those decisions when things are going well in our life. It's super easy to be kind, loving, and compassionate when things are going well. But the real work, when it's necessary, is when we're going through those challenging times, whether it's a personal challenge, a professional challenge, or maybe it's a challenge in our community or in the world. That's the time that we kind of need to really step into practicing what we preach and practicing what we want in our lives. It's easy to focus on what we don't want in our lives when things aren't going well because they're right in front of us. But how can you start focusing on what you do want in your life? So I really encourage you. So Tasnia, you want to be an entrepreneur. So when you're making that decision, what little steps can you do today to create that for you in the future? So who do you want to show up as today? And I would say, as far as being an entrepreneur or anything, start with your values. What do you value? And use your values as a way to make those decisions as well. But it's really about each moment deciding to be your best self, and each moment deciding to forgive yourself when you're not stepping into your best self. I don't know of anybody who is always at their top level and kind, compassionate, loving every day. It's always interesting to me when people will comment, I'm always kind. And I know, the work I do is all about kindness, and I'm still not kind 100% of the time. I am aware of it when I turn into being unkind, and it's usually unkind about myself, something I said or did not do or did do, and I can be unkind to myself in those moments. But because of the practice I do, daily work on it, I catch it much quicker. I forgive myself and I move on. So who do you want to show up as? Who do you want to be? Because ultimately it's your decision. Things go on in our lives that we don't have control over, but we do have control over how we react to them, how we move through them, how we get angry and figure out a way to move through that anger without sharing our anger on other people, especially people that did not create the anger in the first place. So let me repeat that quote again. The only person you are destined to become is the person you decide to be. So I really encourage you to decide today who that person is. And it could be a job title you want. It could be anything. But I would really encourage you to look at who you want to show up as a person. You want to be a person who's kind. You want to be a person who's loving and compassionate. You want to be a person who's peaceful. Maybe you want to be a funny person or a smart person or anything like that. But what different characteristics do you want to show up as today? Remember, your today is what's creating your tomorrow. So if you're focused on being your best self today, you're going to bring that into your tomorrow as well. Little steps make big, big changes in your life. It may be small enough steps that you don't even notice, and then a week from now, 2 weeks from now, a month from now, you're going to notice that you're actually starting out thinking about what you want rather than jumping into the focusing on what you don't want. You're going to see that when you hear a scary or sad or tragic or unjust story, you're going to be able to approach it a little bit more with compassion. Compassion does not mean that there aren't consequences to bad behavior or when you've hurt somebody, but it does mean, for me, that we're not adding more fuel to that fire. So who is it that you want to show up I would love to hear it, because that's what I'm here for, is to help heighten celebrations and lessen sorrows through a positive focus. And anything that I can do to bring a new way for you to be a little kinder to yourself, kinder to others, a way for you to be a little bit more compassionate to yourself and others, and a way for you to be a bit more loving to yourself and others. That's what I'm here for. That's why I'm doing Words to Love By. So for now, we're going to leave you with that. The quote is, who do you want to show up as? Be that person. Maybe you don't know exactly where your end result is, but you do know how you want to feel. You want to feel happy. You want to feel supported, maybe creative. Start there. Small steps make big changes in the future. So today, just today, on this day, who do you want to be? Be that person. Baby steps there, but focus on that person you want to be. Doesn't have to be who you were yesterday or who you were 10 years ago. Who is it today you want to show up as? That's who I would like to talk to anyways, who you're wanting to be, not who you have been in the past. Go out there and have a great day. Be your best self, whatever that looks like to you. And remember, you matter to me, you matter to the world, and most importantly, you matter to you. So go out there and have a great day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.